Hey y'all, my name's Madigan. You can call me Maddie, and today we are doing day 13 of our voiceover practice. That's right, you can see in the background we are doing Baldur's Gate 1. I wanted to do a little bit of a throwback back to a game from my childhood. So I hope you enjoy the video. Let's get into it. Our first emotion for our voiceover practice today is going to be aloof. I feel like aloof is someone who doesn't care, but not just like, oh, I don't care about that. It's a willful not caring. Like, oh yeah, I'm kind of above this. Like, oh, you read those? I don't know, that's too popular for me. Oh my god, aloof is kind of like hipster. We're gonna start off with the villain of Baldur's Gate 1. We're gonna do Sarcasm as aloof. Fool, I do not wish to restore his power, merely to raise it. With the divine blood that flows through these veins, I shall assume control over that which he so foolishly lost. I shall become Bal. That is the only acceptable outcome. All that is left is for us to end this in a manner befitting of our heritage. Face me. Face the new Lord of Murder. Angelo, Tazok, reveal yourselves and let's finish this now. And then, of course, we gotta do his OG quote, I will be the last, and you will go first. That is like the iconic line, is the, I will be the last, and you will go first. I think you just did it right there in the cutscene. Yeah, I think he's doing it right there. I want to do my best evil man voice for this. There's no way I can match Saravox Gravitas. His voice actor is incredible. But I'll try. Fool. Do not wish to restore his power, merely to raise it. With the divine blood that flows through these veins, I shall assume control over that which he so foolishly lost. I shall become Bal. That is the only acceptable outcome. All that is left is for us to end this in a manner befitting of our heritage. Face me. Face the new Lord of Murder. Angelo, Tazok, reveal yourselves and let's finish this now. Saravox just got daddy issues, you know? I feel like Saravox and OG Baldur's Gate just has the worst daddy issues. No, I'm gonna be the Lord of Murder. No. All right, our next emotion from the wheel will be embarrassed. Oh no, I'm embarrassed. Let's do one of our voiceover library. We'll do something called Nocturna. Once again, these are pulled from the voiceover library that my teacher gives me. I don't know any of these really are, but we're gonna try to read it as embarrassed. After years of sleepless nights, my best friend finally convinced me that insomnia isn't a natural part of getting older. That's when I decided to ask my doctor about Nocturna. It's a safe to use every day without the risk of dependency and is gentle on my stomach. Now I sleep like a kid again. Ask your doctor about Nocturna today. I mean, personally, I'm not embarrassed about my insomnia. I'm frustrated. But I don't know why, I'm feeling like reading this in like an announcer voice. After years of sleepless nights, my best friend finally convinced me that insomnia isn't a natural part of getting older. That's when I decided to ask my doctor about Nocturna. It's safe to use every day without the risk of dependency and is gentle on my stomach. And now I sleep like a kid again. Ask your doctor about Nocturna today. Moving on, we will be doing our next Baldur's Gate quote as Bashful. What does Bashful mean specifically? So let's do Boo. Boo. Let's do Minsk, whose pet is Boo. And we're doing it as Bashful. This land is fine, but I wish I could show Boo the fields of Roshmen. We could run free through the snow. Though Boo would look some kind of funny and drift. I tell you this. And then, of course, his iconic quote, go for the eyes, Boo. Go for the eyes. Rah! How do you scream bashfully? I don't... But of course, I gotta try to voice it like Minsk. This land is fine, but I wish I could show Boo the fields of Rashmin. We could run free through the snow. Though Boo would look some kind of funny in a drift, I tell you this. I, of course, when I was playing Baldur's Gate, had Minsk as one of my companions because there's so many of them, but who else is a ranger with a giant hamster with dwarfism? A giant space hamster with dwarfism. I mean, what a unique and interesting companion to have in the game. Our next quote will be sarcastic. Oh my god, my forte. I live in sarcasm. And let's do let's do a quote from the main character of Baldur's Gate, and we'll be doing it as sarcastic. Okay, I've had just about my fill of riddle asking, quest assigning, insult throwing, pun hurling, hostage taking, iron mongering, smartass fools, freaks, and felons that continually test my will, mettle, strength, intelligence, and most of all, patience. If you've got a straight answer anywhere in that bent little head of yours, I want to hear pretty damn quick, or I'm going to take a large, blunt object roughly the size of Elminster and his hat and stuff it lengthwise in a crevice of your being so seldom seen that even the denizens of the nine hells themselves wouldn't touch it with a 20-foot rusty halberd. Have I made myself clear? Jesus Christ. I don't read these ahead of time because I'm supposed to be cold reading them. That was the funniest thing I think I've read ever. They did this as one of the main character quotes. Leave it to Ballspawn to make those kinds of violent threats brilliant. It is. How you doing, Kane? How's your day been? What a good quote. I'm just gonna read it again, and I wanna be as annoyed as possible. Okay, I've just about had my fill of riddle asking, quest assigning, insult throwing, pun hurling, hostage taking, iron mongering, smart ass fools, freaks, and felons that continually test my will, mettle, strength, intelligence, and most of all, patience. If you've got a straight answer anywhere in that bent little head of yours, I want to hear it pretty damn quick, or I'm going to take a large blunt object roughly the size of Elminster and his hat and stuff it lengthwise in a crevice of your being so seldom seen that even the denizens of the nine hells themselves wouldn't touch it with a 20-foot rusty halberd. Have I made myself perfectly clear? Has anyone in chat played the original Baldur's Gate 1? I did. I think I was like 18 or 19 when I played it, though. I didn't play it when it first came out because I didn't have a computer back then. I played it when I was more close to being an adult. So it was difficult going back to a game that old, but it was still incredibly fun to play. And the next quote from our voiceover library will be read as dignified. You know, I think I've gotten this one almost every video, but I just love reading in dignified so much. When I played original Baldur's Gate 1, I played as Paladin because I am obsessed with Paladins. I don't know what it is. I love charisma-based classes, and I love melee. My only option really is Paladin, and I do love the aesthetic of being like a holy warrior. I've been absolutely absorbed in Baldur's Gate 3 lately. This is a soft announcement, but my wife and I are pretty sure we're going to be playing a co-op playthrough of Baldur's Gate on stream. I'm not sure when, probably soonish, but since I got here, I'll show you. Since I got this controller for Christmas, it is a controller specifically made for those with disabilities. I want to set it up and see if I can play Baldur's Gate with it. Everyone in chat who's listening right now, if you aren't trying to romance Karlach, what are you doing with your life? I mean, come on. We're gonna be reading a script called Blue Puppy and Pink Puppy, dignified. On a bright and lazy weekend, Blue Puppy and Pink Puppy decided to go for a walk. After all, it had been raining all week, and the brother and sister had been cooped up for what seemed like ages. After a block or two, a butterfly flew right in front of Blue Puppy, and he took off after it with glee. Pink Puppy tried to keep up, but Blue was much too fast for her. Content to roll around in the park, Pink Puppy was lying on her back when the butterfly landed right on her nose. I need to tell a story about my wife right now. When she plays Baldur's Gate, she skips all the cutscenes that involve anything sexual or like sensual even. She gets so embarrassed about watching them that she just skips them completely. Like, she romanced Astarion, and whenever they had any sort of cutesy scene, skip. It's adorable, because I'm like, hey, so you romanced Astarion, huh? She's like, yeah. I'm like, well, how much you let him get your neck. She goes, I mean, I need to give him advantage. Our last quote for the day and last Baldur's Gate 1 quote will be relieved. I feel like relieved is, I mean, even the expression, I breathed a sigh of relief. So when you're relieved, it's kind of like you're breathy, tense. You're really tense, and then you let the tension go. We will be reading Imoen's quote as relieved. Oh, I really want to. I wouldn't be much help, though. Ever since I asked Duke Janet to teach me how to sling spells, she had me cooped up in the stuffy old library studying books about the weave. She only let me come down here after I promised I could bring her an arcane scrolls or tomes I could find. Did anyone go with Imoen as their party member? I am a sucker for like the childhood friend stereotype. So when I played Baldur's Gate, I believe my party was Imoen, Minsk and Boo, and Jaheira, I believe. And then myself, I was a paladin. I started a playthrough of Baldur's Gate on the honor mode, so you only have one save file. You can't reload, you can't save scum. If you make a mistake, the mistake has happened. And I was really enjoying it. I was playing, don't judge me, I was playing a nudist dragonborn sorcerer. And of course I was draconic heritage. So I was double dragon nudist sorcerer. I got to the goblin camp. Spoilers for Act 1. I was like, okay, I have a great idea. I'm gonna go into the other room with the goblin priestess that I need to kill. And when we go in there, I'm gonna enter turn-based mode, have everyone do a surprise attack on her, get her low health, and then I'll cast sleep on her so we can get another round of attacks. Genius. That way she can't call out for help, and I can basically assassinate her. So I bring her into the room, I knock her down, and then I cast sleep. It works perfect until I realized I used lacerate on her. So on her turn, the bleed ticked and woke her up. And she immediately called for help, and then the goblins outside the room banged the drums and called for more help. I managed to clear the encounter, amazingly. I managed to win without anyone dying, which was really great, especially on honor mode, where if you die, it's game over. But now the whole goblin camp is after me, and I can't do any of the content in the goblin camp. Like, there's a permanent buff you can get from a guy in there, and I can't do it anymore. It's gone. It's gone. So any of the cool shit in the goblin camp is just over for me. I haven't played since then, not only because it's hard on my hands, but also I'm like just disappointed. I'm disappointed that I messed up that bad. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, as I would love to help the channel grow. I am live every day at 1 p.m. EST over on twitch.tv/MadiganVA. So come join me if you want to experience the voiceover practice and then play some games after. If you wish to support me personally, I have a link to my Patreon in the description. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a lovely day. Goodbye, y'all.